practical journey mapping. And Johan has these hand signs. He shows me like this. Do you know what this is? Like stream. Chantel, you must stream. Okay, so I'm learning, like, you know, his idea of sign language is a little bit different to mine. My sign language is usually a lot ruder than his. All right, so we are now going to do some practical journey mapping. Look at Renee. Let me quickly show you a stretch. Before we do that, let me quickly show you a stretch. Johan and I got taught the stretch by like this weird yogi guy. His beard, I promise you, his beard goes to his belly button. Okay, I think his hair and his beard goes to his belly button. Okay, let me quickly show you the stretch. This is really a good stretch. Okay. Folks, how about you do the stretch with me? Okay, let's get off those cheeky cheeks, all right? So the one stretch I'm going to show you is like you stretch back like this. So, you know, my hands are just like there. So stretch a little bit like this, all right? Stretch back a little bit, all right? And then you swing forward and just hang. Just hang forward, relax your arms, all right? And then another stretch like this, up, go back a little bit, all right? And go forward and just hang. All right, and then this one is my favorite. This one is my favorite. You're gonna just stand with your legs apart, okay? And you're gonna pretend, Charles, like you're doing a crossbow, okay? So you're gonna go like this, but you wanna shoot like maybe 10 degrees past your arm being like at 90 degrees. So just like this, make a fist, aim your crossbow, right? Do you feel that stretch? You feel that stretch? Nice stretch, hey? Just don't shoot anyone, okay? Now you're gonna take your crossbow to the other side, okay? Just go like 10, your whatever you're shooting at is like 10 degrees past, all right? And then this side, one more. We didn't quite get our aim right. One more. Okay. And then crossbow to the other side. And one more. All right. Well done. Well done. They're nice stretches, eh? And this crossbow thing kind of makes me feel stronger than what I really am. So really cool. All right. So the template that
I have to say that my helper is looking at me very funny with all these stretches that we're busy with.
Renee, and how much do you care? Nothing. You must call your helper and say, come and do these stretches with us. You know how healthy it is. Come on, folks. How healthy do you feel? In comparison with how you felt on Friday, knowing that you're going to go into 5 days sitting on Zoom, okay? Come on, out of 10, show me number of fingers. How good do you feel now compared to how you thought you would feel? Okay, I'm seeing lots of, Leila's honest, like it's an 8. Okay, Chantel's giving me a 10. Okay, Charles giving me a 10. Okay, this was like dreaded. Come on, you dreaded this. You thought like, oh, Nipo's saying 3. Okay, Nipo, we need to work on that. Oh, he's got another 5 there. Oh gosh. I was just going to work, Nipo. I was going to work like really hard to get your 3 up to an 8. You know, I was going to do like.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. No.
Oh, Nipo, you know what I was going to do? I looked at that 3 and I thought, okay, Nipo is going to get like Uber Eats for lunch. That's like the only way I can get him up to, he's going, oh, I shouldn't have shown her the other hand. Okay, great stuff. So what I'm going to show you now, you will have this template for download. Okay, so don't start making like 50 notes. Please don't start writing on your walls and doing all weird stuff. You will have this entire template, all right? You will also have it inside your mural board that you're going to work on later. So let me talk you through the structure, and then we're going to do the outline of a journey map. And I've got a really funny story for you. We'll base this on one of my experiences. I'm not sure whether you find me entertaining in any way, but I can just tell you I'm really trying hard to be entertaining. Now, if you score me less than a 5 out of 10, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to sign up. Chris is like laughing. I'm actually going to sign up for a stand-up comedy course so I can feel as funny from the outside as what I feel from the inside. How about that? Who votes that I go on a stand-up comedy? Do I need it? Victoria goes, yes, Chantal. Okay. I think you just want me to be more funny. Hey. All right. So Johan's going to do some freaking magic. Look at what Johan's going to do now. Do you want to see what Johan's going to do? Look at that. Did you see? Like, now I see her, now I don't. Do you see what Johan did? Okay, he's got like a TV production studio here, and he can't wait to press that button. Okay, he actually wanted to press that button from Monday. And I just want to say thank you for making Johan happy, because you know what? A happy Johan is a happy Chantel. So thank you for letting him press those buttons. All right. Now, again, remember what I said? If you ever put something up like this, not cool, people, not cool. So, you know, that's more like it. How's that? All right. So what we're going to do, oh, you want to know what you're seeing. All right. So yeah, do you want to know what you're seeing? Okay. So Johan is bringing in the iPad with one camera feed, and then he's bringing in my picture with another camera feed. Oh, and he can actually show you what he's doing. All right, so Johan, show them there we go, microphone, camera. Oh, now I've got a bit of user error here. All right, how's that? Cool. So I've got my iPad here that I'm going to do the journey on for you. And then that's the TV studio that is running there. All right, and that is the camera. That is a camera. And you see that, like my little figurine there, I know when I'm looking at her, I'm looking in your eyes. So that's how I try and train myself, so that, you know, otherwise I look at you on Zoom there and I look like I'm slightly squint. Okay, which I don't want you to think I'm squint. So every now and again, I need to come back to my Wonder Woman there on top of the camera. That's how we try and train ourselves to not be like weird. Okay, and these are other animals. Okay, Johan, come back, Johan. Come on, Johan. You like do DIY Suzelle's car, and that's a little bit like not so good on following instructions. All right, stunning. So let me talk you through the structure. So at the top here, we have got our stages in our journey. And I'm just going to, let me use a color here. I don't think I've got the FNB color, but listen, do we have brand police here? Okay, brand police, if I go off the actual color picker here, just forgive me. All right, so at the top here, we start with having stages. All right. And our stage in our journey is, think about this as more of the life stage. Okay. Almost the life cycle that I'm going through. All right. So also we want to be very clear about, you know, if I say to you, and the work we're going to do now is, I worked with a group of Pick and Pay store managers, and I asked them, where does your journey start with the customer? You know, what is the first moment in the journey? And they said to me, oh, where the customer enters the landing strip. I'm going, what? Landing strip? Like, yes, they go, that's the area of the store where you enter. All right? You know, there's usually crates with specials, and you need to fight your way through that area to get into the store. That's called the landing strip. I said, no. That's not where the journey starts for the customer. Okay, if the customer's me, maybe now's a good time to tell you I'm a total domestic disaster. All right, you do not want me to run your house. You do not want me to be in charge of your groceries. Okay, we've run out of toilet paper many times. I have shamelessly ordered like 72 rolls of toilet paper from Woolworths. So they came and delivered it, because I vowed that is the thing I'm never, ever going to run out of. So when Johan travels, I mean, this household, the fact that my 3 children are still alive is a miracle, nothing short of a miracle. All right. So we need to look at, where does the journey start and what's happening. So usually there's a before, okay, there's a during, and there's an after. And you might call these different things. All right. So the entering the store, there's a ton of stuff that happened before that. All right. where the journey starts is I fetch the kids from school and I get to the house after we've had like quite a lot of conflict in the car. Okay, I get to the house and Stefan tells me, Mama, daar's nie milk nie. Mama, there's no milk. And I go, oh shit. He goes, Mama, I wanted a sandwich. There's no bread. And I go, oh shit. Okay, so no bread, no milk. Okay, so there is my first moment. Child tells me, there's no milk and bread. I'm hearing, you're a really bad mother. There's no bread and milk. You should have planned better. You know, when our father is away, we know that we will be challenged in many ways. All right. That's really where the story starts. Right. Then we go into the moments. Okay. The moments in that story. So I've told you now, you know, my first moment is fridge, no milk. And oh shit. Okay. That's my first moment there. All right. Now, my second moment, so that's my first moment. My second moment is drive to shop. Oh, no, that's not my second moment. My second moment is shout at the kids. Get back in the car, safety belts on. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to see you. We need to go to the store. All right, so that's my second moment. Okay, I shout. Then my third moment, what do you think that is? So now I've driven to the store. Help me out here. What's that fourth moment?
Parking.
You said it. Okay, so now I'm looking at this parking lot and there's plenty of, okay, people, that's cars. You see, I need to spend more time with Eva. All right, and then that is my parking spot. All right, so now I've parked. It's not closed, but I've parked. All right. What happens for me once I've parked, okay, I look at the car next to mine. Now, you know, my car was I don't know, Johan, was it like a 2007 or 8 Mercedes A180? I love this thing, but it was really falling apart. You know what? My wipers no longer work. So I had a bottle of water in my car so that if I get to the stop street and my window's like too dirty, I just stick my hand out and like spray it outside and then I can wipe it. But I love this thing so much. Okay, so now what happens? I look at the car next to me and it is a brand new Volvo XC90. Okay, and I am a Volvo girl. Okay, I love those cars. I know they might be a little bit old for my age group, but I love that car. Okay, what's happening now?
Chantel, before we move forward, yes. Lesejo has a question. When do you decide which store to go to?
Oh, that's another moment. Yeah, I kind of go to the one where it's the closest one. And I go to the one where I know what's on the shelves because I'm just finding bread and milk. Okay, that's all I want. I don't want anything else. I'm just going bread and milk. I'm pretty much like more like a guy when I shop. You know, I've got a target. I take my crossbow. Like that's what I want. Bread and milk. Don't tell me anything else. Okay. Was there another question? Someone had their hand up. All right. So that was Lesejo. So yeah, somewhere in between here. So here is a decision point. Okay, where do I go? So maybe if it was on a Saturday, I would go to the mall where there's a Pick and Pay. Usually I've got a little bit of sensory overload. So I go to a shop where I can park outside and go straight into the shop. I don't want to walk past any other shit. Okay, just like a Pick and Pay where you can park outside and just go into the Pick and Pay. All right, so there's a potential decision point there. Great, well spotted there. Great, so now with the car story, now I'm busy with a comparison. So this is now not about the shop, it's about the Volvo, okay? And, it was actually an XC90. So now I'm busy with a comparison of the car. All right. And who gets out of the car next to me? And it's it's this pearl white car, okay, which I love. Who gets out of that car? Just for the purposes of this session, I'm not going to name any names, but we'll call her Gym Mom. All right. She is in a Nike outfit. Let me describe her. Okay. Nike outfit with like one of those boob tubey things. I don't know what you call that, but you actually only wear that inside the gym. I would never wear that to a shop, but let's just call her Gym Mom, latest Nike clothes. She's got some, those nice little Air shoes on, perfect makeup, which I'm just not putting one and one together here with the sports clothes and the makeup. So what's happening now? A crop top. There you go. The second crop top. So what's happening now? Now I'm no longer comparing. I'm comparing. Now I'm comparing, and I've got judgment. All right. So there's a ton of stuff. The pick and pay managers told me about the landing strip. The landing strip is only happening here. So there's a ton of stuff. I'm telling, sorry, my phone's now ringing. I'm telling the kids, please don't embarrass me in front of Gym Mom. Can you just behave yourselves? All right, so now me and the 3 kids, here we go. Okay, we go into the store. We pass the landing strip. So here I enter the store. All right, I've done a fake wave to Gym Mom and I've said to her, oh, my AirPods have just died. Just quickly give me a minute.
And Chantel, you forgot your mask. When you get to the door, you realize you forgot your mask. Or the kids are not wearing their masks.
All right, kids are not wearing their masks. Great. You can hear me all right, hey? All right. So now we are in the store. My headphones died, so if there was a question, just repeat it. So we're entering the store. We are entering the store. Sorry, folks, my phone just, I don't know, it's someone who wants to get hold of me. I've put it on Do Not Disturb. I enter the store, and what have I got in my mind? Okay, this is what I need. I need bread and I need milk. Someone tell me quickly, where is the bread and the milk in the store?
At the back.
Okay. Why is it at the back?
They want you to walk past everything else so that you buy more than you should.
Okay, Yolana. So I'm here at the landing strip. The bread and the milk is there. That is my target. All right. That's what I want. That's where I want to get to. Okay. So now I need to navigate through the aisles. All right. This story dates back to when my kids were still small. So I would put one would walk outside of the trolley. The other 2 would be inside of the trolley because I feel like I've got a little bit more control over them. Now we navigate through the aisles. All right. And, you know, I kind of try to take the route of least resistance, but this freaking aisle here to get to the back has chips and cool drink. Okay. This aisle passes that horrible, horrible place with all of the sweets. Like it looks like a cattle exit with all of the sweets. Okay. So I take the chips and the cool drink route. Okay. Now I'm going to the back. Now the kids, especially when they were little, Mama, can I have a chippy? Mama, can I have a this? Mama, can I have a that? Okay. By that corner, okay, I'm losing my shit. Okay. So I say to them, I am not your mama. And I promise you, I brought you into this world 18 hours without a freaking epidural. If you don't shut up, I'm going to take you out of this world within the next aisle. Okay. And as I'm talking to the kids, who comes around the corner? Simone, you said it. Okay. Gym Mom. Okay. So now I'm standing there. I'm feeling like shit. I'm embarrassed. And I go, I'm sure this happens to you too. My kids are a little bit busy today. Okay. No, you're right. This never, in my world, in my story, it never happens to Gym Mom. Okay. But I'm trying to make a recovery. Now I get bread and milk. I'm praying. I'm praying. I'm praying. Please don't let anything else happen. Please just save me for the next aisles. Okay. So now I've got my bread and my milk. I navigate down that way because that's cleaning stuff. All right. And now I need to get into the queue. Okay. So I've got my stuff. I'm in the queue. What happens? I need to pass all the sweets. Okay. And the Pick n Pay store managers told me their target market is moms between the age of 25 and 35. I had my kids like after 35, okay, which they don't consider, but it's moms, and they architect the store not for moms, okay? Every little corner is like a trap for kids, okay? If it's not toys, it's chips and cool drink. If it's not chips and cool drink, it's freaking sweets, okay? And I have almost they started doing healthy stuff now in that sheep trough that you need to, I don't know what you call that thing, but it's horrible, okay? So now I'm in the queue. Now I'm feeling so uncomfortable with this whole situation. What do I do now? Okay. I look at the tills. Okay. And there's plenty of tills in this place. And I count how many tills are open. Okay. So only 3. 1 has a light on, 3 has a light on, and 7 has a light on. And I'm standing there. What am I telling myself? Chantel, you should have planned better. Okay. Chantel, when your hand's away, you know it goes for a bowl of shit. So you should have ordered online. You know not to get yourself in this situation. You're a terrible wife. You're a terrible mother. Okay. And what am I trying? I'm trying just to get out of that. So now I'm counting tills. I'm going, how the fuck can there only be 3 tills open? How can they only have 3? Where's the store manager? Manager! I need to be angry at someone. All right. So I end up leaving the store. Now, you know, I'm a villain because finally so the store manager takes me to the cigarette counter. Okay. Because they can see I'm having a totally menopausal meltdown with these 3 kids. They know the kids are potentially in danger. I've only got bread and milk, and they're just trying to get me out of the store. So do you have who has been fast-tracked to the cigarette counter? No one. Okay, that's my point. Like the shame of being fast-tracked to the cigarette counter. All right? You just feel like a freak. I mean, you feel like you want to start smoking. I mean, if I could have taken one of those big boxes just to start smoking, I probably would. All right, so end of the story. I get home, okay? The kids are safe. They've got milk and bread. By the way, that's all they're going to freaking eat that evening because I'm done. I'm so done. I have no more energy left. Okay. People, make yourself some bread. I don't care. Drink your milk. You know, I'm already a bad mother because that's all I've done for the last hour is told myself. Oh, and by the way, I'm fat and ugly as well. And I'm a loser because the car I drive is not a Volvo XC90 in that beautiful pearl color. All right. So the point of the story is there's a ton of stuff going on in those moments. Now, I'm not asking you to be psychologists, but I'm asking you to consider if I'm looking at this from the store's perspective, okay, I would see landing strip. I would see queue. I would see maybe toll management. I would see is the fridges the right temperature? So I would look at operational stuff. I wouldn't know the internal narrative. Now, I'm telling you this because this is a real story, okay? And I'm telling you this because I want you to hear the internal narrative. It's got nothing to do with the store, okay? Yes, I get angry because it's in the corner. Yes, I get angry because the tills are not open. And it's legitimate that I get annoyed by that. But that's not the whole story. Now, if Pick n Pay surveyed me 2 days later, Chantel, can you please rate our store experience? All right. I would have probably said it was a 5 out of 10. Okay. Although it was a 2 out of 10. They said, Chantel, how did the store make you feel? I would say fine. If they asked me, how likely is it that you would recommend Pick n Pay to family and friends? Out of 10, 0 being very unlikely, 10 being highly likely, I would have said a 6. Would they ever know the real story? No, they wouldn't, because I'm way too embarrassed to tell the real story. I'm way too embarrassed to tell them that, listen, domestic affairs are not my thing, okay? If you ask me to plant a tree, or if you ask me to, I don't know, like spend time with awesome folks like you, this is my thing, not domestic affairs. Give me some Post-it notes and, I'll make like a Post-it note heaven for you in a workshop. Just don't give me like shopping. I hate shopping. All right. So you get the idea of the moments. We need to break them down in as much detail as what we can. We can always trim them back later, but we need to really get into the real story. All right. So then if we look at the rest of this grid, there's a piece that says the world of the customer. All right. And here I've got my little bit of a story, which I've told you. Then this piece here is really my storyboard. So I've drawn some pictures here to illustrate it. And you saw some of our illustrators' pictures where we create the character, we put the character in the story. You're going to have an F&B story for your two main journeys that we're going to work on. So you're going to have these beautiful pictures, which we'll later use in the workshops and in the activation with your staff. Okay, so there we've got some stories. Then we ask, yesterday you asked, you were asked, what's the jobs to be done? All right, so if we go and look at these moments, okay, my first job to be done in There's No Milk is get milk and bread. Okay, with as least embarrassment as possible. All right, you get that? That's my job. Get bread and milk the fastest way, the least embarrassing way. Try, and it's a journey of trying to remain a good mother in the store. Okay. I don't really want to kill these three things. I love them, but like I'm angry at myself. So now I just ooze anger. All right. Then it really helps to describe what is the customer doing. Okay. So if I imagine a customer is shouting at kids, what am I thinking? I'm thinking, why on earth did I put myself into this situation? All right. What am I feeling? I'm feeling shit. Okay. Do you see how I can unpack this to really understand what's going on there? What is the effort required from me to go to the shop? Out of 5. Well, it's 5 out of 5. Okay. I really don't want to go to the shop on a Wednesday afternoon at 5:30 because I know there's going to be a ton of stuff that I'm faced with, like no parking, gym mom, other kids. My kids are hungry. They want sweets. They don't want to eat broccoli. They'd rather have like Lindt or chippies. Then if I go onto the channel, so what am I doing here? I'm using okay, this is face-to-face. And if my web experience was great, maybe I want to use that, which we do now all the time. What is my expectation? My expectation is probably I go into this with a bad attitude. Okay, this is crap. Okay, I know this is going to probably be a terrible experience. Varsha goes, yes. Okay, I'm probably bracing myself. Yes? Who wanted to add?
Yeah, so Chantel, in that experience, is the expectation that you just want to get in and out?
I would love to get in and out. Okay, I would love to get in and out, but from previous experience, I probably know that this is going to be quite a mission. All right? And I'll tell you what Pick n Pay came up with. I'll tell you what they came up with because they did come up with quite a nice solution, but I'll keep you in suspense. All right. So if I then go on to the experience today, the as is experience today is, okay, it's annoying. I know about the back corner. Okay, so the stuff is in the back corner, all right, because they're trying, like Yolana said, they want to maximize the profit. They're hoping that I'll go in there with 3 kids, okay? They're hoping these kids would be hellishly annoying, and they're probably hoping that I'll be way too embarrassed to say no to these kids, and I'll give them the chips and the shit they're asking for so that, we can maximize that basket. We want a big share of wallet there, all right? So if I wanted to transform this, that's my opportunity to say, listen, a mom that's stuck in the middle of the week, she only wants bread and milk. Let's make a special counter in the front. Okay. Let's actually just have and they've done it now at V&A. I know they've done it at a few shops where, you can just order online and just fetch. Like there's bread and milk already in a freaking little basket thingy in a box. You just take it and you go. Okay. That's what we needed like before COVID. Like I would be much more loyal. Yes, Varsha, you're right. Click and collect. Okay. So that's what we wanted. Luckily, now we've got that. So if my Pick n Pay brand promise, which is like pick and pay, not slog through 50 aisles to get to bread and milk, not like we will ensure that you become a bad mother by aisle 3, you'll just hate yourself and your kids will hate you. All right. So if that was their brand promise, then absolutely, they've achieved their brand promise. My kids hate me. My kids actually, now that they're teenagers, they hardly speak to me, let alone go into a shop with me. All right. So we want to make sure what is the adherence to the brand promise. Then, do we have any customer insights? So I believe you guys measure a lot of NPS. Okay. So my NPS, if I look at my NPS for Pick n Pay, all right, and my NPS is like 53. What does it mean, people? What does it mean? Let me just get a raise of hands. Who knows how NPS works? Otherwise, I'm going to quickly explain to you. Okay. So Yolana knows how NPS works, and I will, but few of you, but there are people that don't have their hands up. So let me tell you how NPS works. It's a very unforgiving score, 0 to 10. All right. 9s and 10s are called promoters. So the question is, how likely are you to recommend Pick n Pay to family and friends? Okay. 9s and 10s is promoters. 7 and 8, they are called passives. Okay, and below 6 is called detractors. Okay, so how the score works is I work out the percentage of promoters, the percentage of detractors, and I then take my promoters and I subtract my detractors, which gives me the net positive effect. Am I impressing you, bankers? I'm keeping my degree in mathematics alive there. All right, so then you end up with something like that. 53. Now, in order to decide whether we're good or not, like FNB, you look at the net promoter score of all your competitors. All right, so maybe you're 53 and Capitec's 56 and Standard Bank is 48. Now you go, oh, cool. We're not too bad. We're like stuck in the middle. Okay, that means nothing. Okay, it means nothing because it's quite an emotive score. You don't measure it regularly. So like once or twice a year, you get a stab at, how people, and there's a ton of stuff going into this. So what's much more interesting is if you report on these guys. So, how many in your detractors, if you've got 0 or 1, okay, those are people that are, we used to call them the terrorists. Okay, the terrorists would like talk badly about your brand all the time. They absolutely hate you, but they're not going anywhere, but they're making a lot of damage. Now, to take someone who scored you 0 in the net promoter score and take them to a 9, okay, I would say mission impossible. Okay, don't mess with that. Okay, it's going to cost you a lot of money and you're going to still get like a stupid score. So you want to look at the passives. All right, so that's a little bit of a just unintended lecture in there. But, you need to find, what do I know about those guys? Now, Melina, I'm really excited to work with you more because we can find absolute gold in our complaints. All right, so we want to analyze complaints because that's going to tell us a lot about the customer. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? So we really want to mine those complaints because if we unlock that value in there, we can re-script it, we can recreate it, we can redesign it so it has a different outcome. All right. So then we ask, what are the hurdles to satisfaction? What is preventing my client from being happy? Okay. So in this case, what are the hurdles to satisfaction? What's standing in my way of being happy with Pick n Pay?
So maybe the inconveniences that you have to go through. So the fact that you have to like look for parking and then the bread is all the way at the back of the shop. So those types of things could have been easier for you, and then that wouldn't be a hurdle anymore.
Okay. So time and effort and the embarrassment of going into a busy shop with kids and the whole, like, now I've got to manage a whole lot of extra stuff. All right. What could be the employee pain points? Because often we forget about this. Now the person at the till, okay, what's going on for them? And we're kind of doing this holistically, but you actually need to go and unpack these moments. Just in the interest of time, we're kind of looking at the experience overall. Tell me what's happening with the cashier. Menopausal mom, bread and milk, 3 kids. Okay, what's happening with her? Norma, tell me, what's happening with the cashier?
Can I go?
Go for it. Absolutely, go for it.
She sends in your body language, this is not going to be a good experience.
Okay, she's reading body language. Okay. She's going, oh, one of those again. Okay. She looks at me and she presses the button. Manager, supervisor. Okay, she knows this is like, all right. So she needs to escalate. Okay, what happens when she presses the button? Everybody's looking at that till. All right. What happens when everybody's looking at that till and the manager's coming closer? Okay, now I'm even filled with more adrenaline. So everybody's looking. Okay, she's going, please, please, please make this one pass quickly. Just make it pass quickly. Manager, supervisor, please just take her away. Take her to the cigarette counter where she can't do more damage. All right, because she doesn't like the limelight as well. Okay, she's embarrassed. Oh, all right. So do you see how important it is to look at it from the employee's perspective? Then, design of the future journey. So what do I want the emotions to be? Yolana, how do I want this mother to feel?
She needs to feel that the store also caters for her and her needs. So whether that be by making it more convenient for her, like through the click and collect, or just rigging the store a bit better, I don't know, but just that it's also important for her to be there or participate as part of the store.
Okay, cared for, maybe something like a little bit more confident, that this is not going to be a disaster. Okay, confident. What else?
So I had an idea off the back of what's currently happening with Dis-Chem. So I don't know if anyone gets their prescription meds from Dis-Chem, but they send you a message kind of a month after you last collected to say, hey, it's time to collect again. And, you can click here and order and, collect it in store. And I don't know if you've tried to collect meds at Dis-Chem, and can take you like an hour and a half to stand in the queue. And so, you could potentially apply the same principle to staples such as tea, bread, milk, coffee, toilet paper, the things that every kind of household needs, and kind of go, hey, Chantel, it's been a while since you ordered these things. Don't you want to quickly just click here and we'll deliver within the next day, and therefore you can avoid coming into the shop. I think that would be an amazing service, especially for, anybody who's busy and doesn't like going shopping.
Stunning, 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 stunning. I love that. All right. So that that feeling of this is going to be dreaded, okay, to say, this is going to be calm. This is going to be predictable. It's going to be in control. All right. So I think I want to just capture that. So the ideal experience is for it to be fast, okay, controlled, and maybe predictable. All right. What would a wow experience be? Let's say, I couldn't book necessarily and pick it up later or something like that. What would a wow experience be?
Drive-through.
I drive through. Anyone else?
Your fridge telling you what's missing in the fridge, what's missing, and then it just 3 days later it arrives when you're downstairs.
I love that. All right. Disappointing is pretty much what we had. Okay. Disappointing is what we had. We had long queue. And do you want to know what would have happened if I got home after this whole ordeal and Stefan told me, Mama, the milk doesn't taste right? Do you know what would have happened? Okay. Chantel, tell us.
So I think I would have actually made it very practical. I think by virtue of just being observant from an employee perspective, you can pick up on certain body languages and stuff like that. That person could have been smoking outside, seeing this whole ordeal happening, and then just asking a question, are you okay? Is there anything that I can do for you? And then you'll probably respond by saying, I just need bread and milk. And that person could potentially just quickly run down and avoid all of that stuff. And I think that really just brings that wow factor, because it's like I take the time and I care.
Absolutely. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think our super skill into the future will be anticipation. And I think that's what most call centers, most service professionals do not have that skill of anticipation. If you look at something, and I want to really invite you, when you watch a Netflix story or when you go into a shop, go scan it, do clue scanning, because this is how you're going to get sharp around your own design skills. Look at anticipating and saying, okay, what's going to happen next year? Sometimes Johan and I, when we go to a restaurant, because he's an anthropologist, I love him like analyzing. He'll look at a couple and I'll go, okay, Johan, what's the deal there? Tell me the story. Where is he from? Where is she from? What's going on there? Why are they both on their phones? So I think it's that skill of getting really refined and practicing your eyes and your senses to say, okay, what's going on here? Leonora, go for it.
I think the one maybe big missing trick in this whole story is the fact that you don't want to even go to the store. So you keep focusing on what should be better in the store. And I think that's something that 60/60 did really well. They were definitely not the first to market in terms of deliveries, but the hour you spent in going to the store and gathering your kids and deflating when you got back, they would have delivered the milk and bread to you already. And I think they took the exact pain point from that online delivery for groceries, which was I don't know what I need by Wednesday. They took that out because I've got stuff that I need now.
Yes, stunning. Thank you for that. Rosaria and then Marilee.
Yeah, and indeed, I just you made me entirely remember what was my pre-COVID life, because I used to shop like you, although in the Netherlands we don't have gym mom because people just go whatever, however they're wearing and they don't wake up. But with COVID, we start shopping online, and now that's all we do because we have a couple of innovative companies that really thrived over COVID. And basically, I can order from my mobile phone. It's an app, fantastic. I can add things as they finish. So the kids say, Mom, milk is finished, press the button. And they're even now trained to press the button themselves. Then I check. I order before 10 p.m. and I get delivery the following day at home. They just leave all the bags outside. There is a poster outside. Thank you very much. Leave it outside. And I take it straight into my fridge. I'm like, life changing. It's and that's because they anticipated. And I haven't been in any local shop anymore for the past year. And we'll never go back.
And Rosaria, I love your Facebook feed. I mean, once she ordered meat from an organic company. Rosaria, I actually looked at that photo and I enlarged it and I said, Johan, look at how amazing this stuff is packaged. So Rosaria, it's lovely to see all the things you shop for. And I think, we're a little bit more limited than what you are in the Netherlands for stuff like that. But I've seen, and Johan will tell you a few stories later about, how really small companies are stepping up. You know, there's a little Italian deli place that Johan can tell you about later. They deliver in Gansbaai. So awesome. You know, so small companies are taking this opportunity to just shine. And they, you know, when they outshine some of the bigger companies, then you've got that gap. You know, almost the chasm, the brand chasm that Lou Carbone speaks about. Then you've got a chasm between two brands, and the big one will never catch the little one. All right, Marley, go for it.
Just a quick one on that online shopping. What is interesting, what I've picked up on is I'm using 6060 and Woolies Dash, who's beta testing their stuff. And what was interesting is everything is great, the app is fine, the product is great, but then the delivery itself, the people delivering it, I'm expecting somebody friendly, somebody just to almost be a brand representative, let's say from Woolworths, more so than Checkers. And the experience with the Woolies delivery is terrible. My kids usually have to open the door, and they said to me yesterday when I spoke to them, they said, "Mom, they don't even greet us. They like not," and it happened more than once. And they like, so the Checkers, I said, "What about Checkers?" They said, "No, Checkers is great. They're happy and they're fun and so it's interesting that if they ran the whole journey, the full journey, that they would pick up on that.
All right, so you can see there's many dimensions. All right, so the next piece I want to talk about is the business case. All right, and we're not going to unpack this in detail, but I think it's important. So we need to question, what's the value to the customer in this moment? What's the value to the organization in this moment? What are some of the operational metrics? And what will be the new key? That's new key performance indicators to tell me that this moment is working for the client. All right, that we really have a good grip on the client experience. So if we look at Johan's example of how long he kept Zappos busy about the boots, all right, so if Zappos, the value to the customer is, listen, this is a lovely person to chat to, they're informing me, they're making me wiser. The value to Zappos is, Johan has probably told that story like hundreds of times, all right? So, you know, if you're not curious, like, go and have a look at Zappos' website, all right? Yeah, even if you can't buy from them, you're still going to have a look at them. And maybe, you know, 2 years from now, you're going to tell the story of, you know, Johan said that Zappos place in America, they were really, really cool. So I've spent some time at Zappos. I was actually, just before lockdown, I visited them and I got an opportunity to engage with the executives and really get behind how they've architected it. And it's very, very well designed. It's not like, it's not by chance. All right. This is not a default, you know, just, oh, this call center agent's just nice. It's very, very well designed. And I'll talk to you more about that. So, you know, this is kind of the business case metrics. And then we go into, now that we've looked at the wow, you know, what am I going to do? What are the actions, you know, as a Pick and Pay, what are some of the actions that I need to take to close the gap and to differentiate? And then why? Why do I want to take these actions? All right. And if my reason is just make money, then you need to think again. Okay. That's not a good enough reason. All right. If my reason is I really need to change this into action because I want my employees to have a better time. My employees should enjoy their work. Okay. They should have like all of Rosaria's, you know, yellow factor happiness elements. All right. That's a good reason. All right. If I want, you know, every customer must be my marketer. Okay. I'm going to shut down my marketing budget and every customer is now a marketer. Okay. I want them to find joy in the interactions. That's a good reason. All right. So often, and Julio, we had this discussion yesterday about people setting goals. Like you set a goal. Okay, I'm going to lose weight. I am so going to lose weight. I'm going to lose 5 kilos. Why? So my reason for losing weight like a few years back was, you know, before my children, I was wearing a size 34 and I've moved between 3 houses and at the top of my cupboard, I have a box that says skinny clothes. All right. And my reason for losing weight was I need to fit into those beautiful skinny clothes that's still in that box. People, the skinny clothes have been in that box for 12 years. Okay. That's not a good enough reason. Okay. So I don't want to lose weight anymore because I've left the guilt of moving this freaking box like 3 times. Okay. My focus is shifted. I don't want to lose weight. I want to feel energetic and I want to love food. Okay, so how can I combine feeling energetic, feeling vitality, and enjoying food? Okay, because losing weight was the freaking wrong goal to start with. Do you catch my drift about how subtle these things are? So you want to make your customer experience better. Why? Oh, because you've got a lot of negative sentiment in the brand trackers and stuff. Okay, why? Why do you not want to have that? Say, oh, because it's embarrassing if, Gordon spends time at dinner with so-and-so from so-and-so, then, he can say, okay, there's less negatives. So do you get my drift? So we need to ask why, until we get to the thing. The reason why you want to improve your customer experience is because you're winning all these awards and then there's all this like stuff in the sentiment box and you want to bring that closer together so that you can be authentic as a brand. Who doesn't want to be authentic? Okay, you all want to be authentic. That's why you're sitting here. Still, day 4, you're sitting here. Half day 4, you're still sitting here. You're being authentic. All right, so that's a good reason. So if we then go, this is all of our stuff that's below the water. This is our below the water. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, that's your below the water stuff. And what sits in there is, what are my processes? What are my systems? All right, so here's some platform capabilities. That's what you call them, hey? Platform capabilities. Who are my people involved? Who's my internal owner? And then these artifacts, so an artifact is like a client-facing document or a card. A card would be an artifact. A letter would be an artifact. An email would be an artifact. And that's how I've experienced the moment. All right, makes sense? All right, so that is the structure of the journey. That is the structure. And this is very extensive. You're not going to be working on all of this stuff. When I sent this to Rosaria, she said, oh, there's a lot of stuff in there. I asked her to run, Lelu to run some, to help me out with some of your workshops. And she goes like, there's a lot of stuff. We're not going to fit that into 2 hours. All right. So folks, you're not going to fit this into 2 hours. You are going to probably spend the remainder of today unpacking this journey, unpacking your own journey. All right. And we'll brief you shortly on what that's going to be. But there's a lot of stuff in here and it gets, journey fatigue is real, okay? Because for this, you'll need like, a few workshops to really unpack this. So, maybe one workshop. So one workshop to get to the whole story. So you first go wide, okay? And then you go deep. So another workshop to do like the first segment, another workshop to do the second one, another workshop to do, and here by workshop 4, you're going to go, oh, not that journey again, okay? So you need to continuously, I'm going to talk to you a bit about facilitation. You've seen this week how we do it to keep the fatigue less, okay? I've had you sit for way too long now. So when you do this in your own teams, you need to like be, constantly think about if I see, and Chris, you haven't done this, but if I see Chris goes like, oh, my head doesn't want to stay up anymore. I know it's time to jump up. It's time to, wave some lint at Chris and go, Chris, here's some lint. Go and get it, Chris. Okay. You know what I mean. All right, Chris, you've been such a great sport. All right. So let me open for questions. Questions. Let's see.
Chantel, I just want to jump in here quickly. Sorry, Lesego, please go ahead. Sorry, you've been waiting.
Thank you. Chantel, mine is a question and a comment, So there are a couple of differences between this journey that you've just taken us through and the choices and scenarios and decisions between this and the world of bank. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. And the decisions that are made in banking. So in banking, our interactions with our clients are usually fewer, but more impactful and more critical. And equally, the decision to open a new bank account or to switch from one bank to the other, customers don't just wake up one day and decide to do that. It's an emotional thing. They need to think long and hard about it. And if you're a business, it's an even bigger choice that you need to make. So when I was asking that question in the beginning around how do you decide which store to go to when you start this journey, with our guys, they make that choice once every few years, possibly. So
all right,
when you do build that, let's take that into account.
Absolutely. So Arshad, I'm going to quickly ask you just to give them a very short overview. So Arshad went and he opened business bank accounts with, was it 6 brands, Arshad? And he did it from his persona of pretty much the persona that you saw yesterday, okay? The team that had Arshad as the CEO, okay? He did it like that. And Arshad, give us a little bit of insight into what was going through your entrepreneur's mind and what swung your decision, because unfortunately, just high-level summary, okay, in all of his review, FNB landed at the second from the bottom, all right, just above Nedbank. Am I right, Arshad? And then he can tell you about the top. He can tell you about the winners at the top.
Oh, is that right now?
Yeah, give them just
sure.
a quick, just give them the executive.
Okay, sure. All right, everyone. So what was actually going through my mind in that process was, can I get this done with? Can I get this I want it done. I wanted to put my banking details on my invoice and have money go into the account. That's actually what I wanted done. And for that to happen, I needed it to happen quickly and simply. And I needed to understand how the heck do I use this account. But also what I wanted in the process, I was thinking, I needed more than a bank. Because what you need as an entrepreneur, when you're opening a business account, is you need a financial advisor. You need someone to tell you, to help you actually manage the financial aspects of your business. Because I didn't just want a bank where customers were going to pay money into. I needed a bank account that's going to help me save for my business, to help me sustainably grow, help me pay people, help me pay my suppliers and stakeholders. But in order for that to happen, I just needed an account number to get the party started. And so high level, I just want to quickly open up some notes here, really high level. The first bank, the bank that actually satisfied what I actually wanted, which was a basic thing. I just wanted my account number, I wanted my account activated, was Sasfin Bank. They did it. And the reason why I thought that they did a great job was because they are an online bank. So I wasn't expecting a humanized experience. You can even see by the language, the wording, they tech people, right? And so at the end of it, they were the only ones, funny enough, across all 6 traditional banks to say, we want to know you by name. Here is your bank manager. There's their number and there's their name. They're the only ones that did that. And I thought, for a tech company that's not even promoting, we humanize or we're going to take care of you, they're the only ones that actually cared at the end. So that was a shocking thing. So next thing, next high level. Maybe I should just go through each bank quickly to give you guys.
Yeah,
I'll just give you some perspective.
Arshad, give them like a one-liner just of what your takeaway was about the brand.
Okay, cool. One-liner from FNB. It was too long. It took more than 10 days for them to get things done, and I just didn't. And it was like I always felt like it was actually I was employed, but like they were employing me to get their stuff done. I felt like I was solving their problems because the departments are so siloed. And again, the situation of what happened in the branch of waiting for 30 minutes, it really broke my heart because there were elderly people who were older than me had to wait, and I thought they would be at risk for COVID. In terms of Nedbank, they just didn't get back to me, so that was just a horrific experience. I think they just launched a new online platform and they redid their tech, it didn't work properly at all, and they failed to show up. Same with ABSA. Standard Bank, there was a superhero customer experience lady who actually helped them in the end. Mercantile Bank, they just delivered on what they promised. You know, they grow entrepreneurs. It's a cheap, affordable bank. And the person that actually contacted me first from Mercantile Bank was the person who helped me until the end. So they did pretty good. And then Sasfin Bank, what you see is what you get, and then some. So although Sasfin was more expensive, they delivered, I think, a little bit over and above the expectation that they were marketing. Yeah, is that enough detail for now? Do you guys want to walk through?
Yeah, so Arshad, just the bottom, kind of the bottom occupant there was Nedbank, and just give us a bit of, you know, why you would probably never ever go to Nedbank again.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness, guys! Nedbank, oh bless them, really. I mean, they didn't give it. I don't want to use any negative words, but they just didn't care, you know. And I could tell. You know what was so bad at Nedbank? After waiting for like 13, I think it was, I don't know how many weeks. I think over a week. I had to call them to ask them what's going on with my application, because I did it online and the online system failed, and it says, listen, we'll call you back, and nobody called me back. So I called them about 3 times, and then they couldn't help me, because what happened was, when I applied online, they had given my account to a personal banker. That person didn't call me. And when I called in, nobody else in the whole organization could help me. And I just thought that was so pathetic. I'm not even a customer yet. So what the heck? And it was late Friday evening, about 6:20, I get a call from Nedbank, and some lady says, you know, I'm working overtime. I wanted to call to see if I can help you. And she couldn't help me. So I don't even know why she called. And I just thought, you guys don't know what you like. I don't know why you called. I don't know what's going on. I actually don't even like your bank. I just did it because it was part of the project. I don't like the marketing. Didn't appeal to me. And then the whole thing of making things happen, they made nothing happen. Like I was trying my best to make things happen for them, you know, but in fact, they made nothing happen. And up to this day, zero communication. So I just stopped. And this, the fact that it's such a stupid thing that only one person in your whole branch can help me, and just the audacity to not call me back when I'm trying to do business with you, that was just pathetic.
Great, thanks for that. Thanks for that feedback, Arshad. And we will share more with you. All right. So I think what we need to do, Arshad, is organize like an hour session so you can take the team through all of the journeys and the summary of, you know, what you found, because I do think there's a lot of clues in there for us. So I think the important.
Sorry, Chantel.
Yeah,
just one important thing that I actually wanted to ask you, just to share with the group, and I'm not sure if I missed this, is that when on the journey maps, when you do the first moment part, I think I also read this in your book. I highly recommend you read Chantel's book. It's super helpful. Is that when you do the first moment, that's not actually the first moment. You should actually go back one. Like the first moment that you map, and if you could just elaborate and just share more on that, Chantel.
Yeah, so I think it's always advisable to go back and say, is there something that happened before this? Let me give you a good example. So, you know, we were doing detailed work around investment statements, because an investment statement, when you've got an investment with a company, it's very intangible. So you put money in that account every month, whether it's your retirement or a discretionary investment, and you hope, okay, you hope that it's going to grow. And you hope that, you know, one day, if you're like me, one day you look at your statement, you go, oh, that's awesome. Okay, because I don't look at those statements. I actually don't want to look at those statements. Okay, I just want to be like, one day, be delighted. All right. So when we worked on these investment statements, we had very creative designs, and we had like, you know, show people how much money did you put in, how much did it grow, and make it visual. I mean, money, there's such a lot of shit around money. You know, if you get paid like a shitload, you feel ashamed to say to people what you earn. And if you get paid not much, you feel ashamed to do. So there's like money is a complicated thing. And I've always wondered, you know, why does my bank statement need to be so ugly? Why does my investment statement need to be so ugly? Can they not make it like beautiful? You know, like make money nice to look at. I mean, it's already hard enough if you look at a minus, you know, but make it look nice. And when we look at this investment statement, I think we did a stunning job of, turning it into something that's visually beautiful. And, the design company that I work with, I said to them, all right, so, did you think about what would happen after people got this statement? What will they do with it? They go, no, they look at it online. I go, yes, some of them, but some of them's going to save it. Some of them's going to print it. Some of them's going to forward it to their advisor or to their, my teenage son, he's got a Satrix investment, and he can tell me, Mama, it grew by 40 rands this week. Mama, it's grown by 60 rands next week. And he's constantly telling me, yes, he's so impressed with this investment. And it was just my trick to just make him aware that, the stuff doesn't grow on trees. Don't ask me for it all the time because it's, go and manage your own stuff so you can see how hard it is. But we rarely think about what happens before and what happens after. So usually when you've identified these moments, go back. What happened before it? What happened before it? And like Julio said with the technique about why, keep on asking until you've exhausted it. All right. And Arshad, I just want to say thank you for reading my book. All right. The way I've always wanted to write a book. I was so scared to write this book that it took me many, many years to write this book. And then last year, someone said something to me and they made me very angry. They made me feel like this small. And I went like, okay, people, fuck all of you. I'm just going to write a book. And I actually did it in I'm sorry, but I cannot be motivated by motivational. Chantel, one day, just look, Rosaria, I know you told me I must just get the cover and post the cover on LinkedIn and just make that commitment around the cover and the title of the book. And that wasn't working. Rosaria will actually know who in which community got me so angry that I wrote it. So I wrote it in about 3-4 weeks. I got up every morning at 4 o'clock and I just wrote this thing. So thank you for reading my book, Arshad. And what I'm going to do for the rest of you, all right, the book is about customer journey mapping. You can read it in under an hour. And what I've done, if you're as bad as me, I've got amazing bookshelves. You'll see everywhere, in every video, there's bookshelves around me. I haven't read many of them, all right? I get to chapter 1 and then I get bored. Julio, don't laugh. Julio, there's such a lot of judgment there in your body language. Julio, just stop that. I'm actually going to switch off your camera. Did you see that judgment? He throws his hands in the air and go so Julio, if you want any of the books on my bookshelf, if you're going to read them. So I do audio and I love video, but I'm not that great on reading. All right. So I wanted to write a book that's easy to read. And then I did a video companion guide. So all of you will get an enrollment to the video companion guide. It'll be just next to this course on the learning platform. And then in your first lesson, there's a PDF that you can download of the book if you wanted that. It's not out on paperback because Rosaria's got to help me figure out how the hell do you do paperback on Amazon. I mean, Rosaria's helping me figure this out. She goes Chantel, did you know you can run campaigns? I go, no. Chantel, did you know you need an author page? I go, no, I don't know. And then Chantel, how much have you sold? I don't know. Pretty much, I put the thing out there because someone really pissed me off and I wanted to just put them in their place. All right. So folks, we are ready for lunch. Any more questions? If you've got a 1-minute question, you can ask it. Nobody's got a 1-minute question. All right. How was this morning for you? Give me a body posture. Okay. And I'm going to read I see there's been a few, Melina's got to fetch a little girl from preschool. Okay, so she's going to be back. I'll read your comments in the lunchtime. I'm going to put my glasses on and I'll read your comments. And we save the chat every day. Leonora's laughing at me because I'm not wearing my glasses. All right. So how was your morning? Give me a body posture. And I'm all hooked up here. Give me a body posture. How was your morning? Okay, give me, Huitzi is energetic. All right. Oh, Leonora Victoria showing me some big hands. Oh, Victoria, is your brain spinning? Okay, your brain spinning. Naroshni. Oh, I love that picture behind you, Naroshni. That is stunning. Oh, that's going to look so nice in my office. All right, I'm seeing a whole lot of, Anna, look at that. Just expand. Oh, Yibin, look at that. I love it. Rose, pew. Okay, fantastic. That was what I was going for, to get you to, and just like, let's just immerse ourselves in the experience. So thank you so much for playing along with me. It's been wonderful. You know, if we were in our training room here in Cape Town, which I would have told Gordon, like, you all need to come to Cape Town, and we'll do that at some stage. Okay, you all, like, where did we say? We need to go to Cape Town and Bali. I'll make sure tomorrow's executive report to Gordon, I'll put that in there. So if we were here, you know, we would have been covering the walls in paper, and it would have looked like, you know, a Post-it monster had diarrhea all over the place from all of the Post-it notes. All right. So that is what it would have been. And I'm so grateful that you play along. You know, if I ask you something, you talk to me. You've been absolute rock stars. I'm so grateful that you chose us and that you chose 5 days of your life you're spending with us. So thank you. Now, go and have lunch, all right? And I have a special request from you for your lunchtime, like a little assignment, but it's more a gratitude assignment. All right, so I want you during lunchtime, go and find something in your house that you're no longer using, all right? Like maybe a t-shirt that you no longer like or are using, maybe some tinned food, all right? And I want you to place that item like on your desk with the intention of giving that to someone that needs it, all right? So I want you to look for something that's surplus, that you no longer need, that you no longer want, or something you want to give to someone else to make them happy. All right, so can I challenge you during your lunchtime, find anything, even if it's socks you don't like, okay? And after lunchtime, let's bring those items, all right? And let's just look at how can we enable someone else with an item that you no longer need. All right, great stuff. Love you, have fun.